What the f? So you're trying to tell me that someone in creative thought, you know what a good idea is? Have a bunch of great talent in a tournament to determine the best in the world. And the best in the world is Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon is the best in the world, the greatest wrestler of all time. This is what we got. And I can't think of a worst moment in the WWE as of right now. Me and my girlfriend were watching, and she's not a WWE fan, she's a casual. She's watching it because I'm watching it, and she felt like this is the worst WWE moment ever. And I agreed. I honestly have no words for this. I wasted like an hour and a half watching the stupid tournament just to see Shane McMahon beat Dolph Ziggler in the finals. Instead of, this is how I was supposed to start this video. You know what? This tournament was better than expected because we got The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, such history. Didn't expect that to happen because I don't think WWE would put this in the main event of a tournament. Of course they wouldn't. Not only they didn't put it in the main event, Shane McMahon won the whole damn thing. It's... I can't believe this is actually a thing. So this is, and I'm not gonna shit all over this pay-per-view because I feel like there were some cool moments. Shawn Michaels was great, even though I couldn't get used to his hair. I just couldn't because there's no hair. That's why I could not get used to it. But you had Brock Lesnar winning the championship again, and you had Shane McMahon winning the tournament. I know the reasons, by the way. I know the reasons, but it doesn't explain why would they do that. I'm out of words, and we will come back to that later, but let's start with the beginning of the pay-per-view. So, oh my god. We had the kickoff show, Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. And this is what I mentioned in my predictions video. If you have Shinsuke Nakamura as United States Champion, and you don't put him in pay-per-views, you don't put him on SmackDown in promos, segments, rivalries, pretty much nothing, why don't you just give it to Rusev? That was my prediction. Rusev is going to win this match. Apparently not. The match was alright. I like the spot where he headbutted him into the balls, apparently, and then we got a Kinshasa and he won the match. I think the ending was pretty nice, but the result was just not. I feel like Rusev should have won the match because Rusev is way more on TV right now than Shinsuke Nakamura, so why wouldn't you just do that? The positive is, however, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins at Survivor Series, and I feel like that's the only reason why Shinsuke Nakamura won. I feel like it's pretty exciting. We never seen that match before, so I'm alright with that. But the biggest issue about this pay-per-view is that they built the Survivor Series in ways that they shouldn't. For example, World Cup tournament, and we will go back to that later. The show starts with Hulk Hogan. It was cool hearing that music, his entrance, but I don't really know why he came back. He actually did absolutely nothing. He said welcome to the show, pretty much. In other words, he also said brother a bunch of times, so Hulk Hogan is back, and I don't have issues with that. I simply don't care. My biggest problem, I guess, however, is that they brought him back in Saudi Arabia instead of US because they knew that he would not get cheered on Raw or SmackDown. So I think that's a bit shitty, but whatever, it didn't change anything. The first match of the World Cup tournament was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, and the match was alright. It's kind of nostalgic because these are the people that I used to watch when I was growing up. And surprisingly, Rey Mysterio won the match. I know that in my predictions I said Rey Mysterio was going to win this match, but then I had second thoughts because Randy Orton is this big WWE superstar, right? This former face of the WWE kinda after John Cena. So I felt like he should be in the finals, but apparently not. So Randy Orton loses the match via roll-up or something like that, and then he just kicks the crap out of Rey Mysterio after the match. It was one of these Randy, you're going to lose, but you're going to look strong anyway. The second match was The Miz versus Jeff Hardy, in which The Miz won the match, also surprisingly, because I feel like Rey Mysterio versus Jeff Hardy would have been a way more entertaining match. You know, two kinda mysterious creatures in a ring, Rey Mysterio versus Jeff Hardy, but After I saw the ending of this whole tournament, I honestly understood why. This match was pretty alright, so basically The Miz reversed Twist of Fate into a skull-crushing finale and he won the match. When it comes to Monday Night Raw, we got Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley, and that was surprisingly an entertaining match. It was quite short, but the ending was really good. It was honestly one of the best curb stomps I've ever seen, so I guess that was good. All of these matches were quite short, and I know why, because this is a tournament, you have a bunch of matches, but even with that, now when I seen the ending, none of these matches actually matter. So I don't even want to talk about them that much. Dolph Ziggler versus Kurt Angle, I thought that this is going to be an entertaining match, but honestly it was quite underwhelming. The match was alright, I guess, but the ending was weird. So in the middle of the match we had Kurt Angle doing an angle slam and he tried to pin Dolph Ziggler, but I feel like referee didn't saw Drew McIntyre. I felt like he forgot, so he didn't count to 3. Dolph Ziggler kicked out and it didn't feel right. I think Drew McIntyre was supposed to distract the referee, but the referee didn't saw him or forgot about it. I don't know what happened, but that was really weird and I'm pretty sure that it was not supposed to happen. Anyway, zigzag, 1, 2, 3, Dolph Ziggler wins. It's weird seeing Dolph Ziggler win with a zigzag these days. It feels like just a signature move, but that happened and I really don't understand. I simply don't understand this whole tournament. Then we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, The Bar versus The New Day. That was a fun match, your typical tag team match of SmackDown Live. The New Day are always entertaining, these matches are always good, the chemistry between Cesaro and Sheamus, always fun to watch. And this match ended with the Big Show doing a KO punch to Big E, and then Sheamus came back with a bro kick. 1, 2, 3, the Bar retained the championships. It was quite predictable because they just only won these championships a couple of weeks ago. What I don't understand though, is Big Show like a tag team champion right now? Because when the New Day are champions, all of them are called tag team champions. Is Big Show a champion though? I'm not quite sure. Is he? Then we got The Miz versus Rey Mysterio, and this match just proved how great The Miz is in the ring. A bunch of roll-ups, a bunch of reversals, and I found it very entertaining. I think it was maybe even the best match out of this whole tournament. By the way, huge respect to Rey Mysterio, he moves like he did in 2010. I don't know what's up with this guy, but he looks and acts like a 20-year-old. Rey Mysterio performed 619 and then he tried to do a frog splash, but The Miz got his knees up and then he pinned Rey Mysterio and then he just qualified to be in the finals. So then we got Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, and your prediction would be, well, Seth Rollins is obviously going to win this match, but surprisingly Dolph Ziggler actually won the match, and I think it was really shocking, right? I wanted Dolph Ziggler to win, but I couldn't believe it. Who would think that Dolph Ziggler is going to meet The Miz in the finals, right? They deserve it, of course, but no one would predict that. Just like every Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler match, this was very entertaining, fast-paced, a bunch of roll-ups, a bunch of roll-up, pin reversals, whatever the case may be, very fast match, really enjoyed it. But because Drew McIntyre was right here, he distracted Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler won the match. This time, however, he won with a super kick. After the match, he got interviewed by Byron Saxton, who said that people think you don't really deserve to be in the finals because you kinda cheated. But Dolph Ziggler cut a very good promo by pretty much saying that I'm already the best in the world, and you don't know my excitement. Ziggler versus Miz in the finals, my favorite rivalry of 2016. You know how great this is? They are in the finals. They are both heels, so I was like, how does that make any sense? People are not gonna cheer for either of them, but I'm very excited, and yeah, we will go back to that later. Then we got AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. It was a decent match, but nothing that we haven't seen already. I don't remember pretty much anything. I remember that AJ Styles worked on his injured leg, so we already knew that he's going to lose. And by the way, if you know that Samoa Joe was not supposed to be on this pay-per-view, he was not supposed to be AJ Styles' opponent, you already know that he's not gonna win, right? I feel like that was the most predictable match. and AJ Styles won the match with a phenomenal forearm, and that was it. It felt like a house show match to me, and I don't have a lot to comment about that. I'm interested in seeing who is going to be the next AJ Styles challenger. I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Bryan, right? Like it should be. One of the most disappointing things, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. So surprisingly, it was not in the main event, and right after I just realized that it was not in the main event, I knew something is going to happen. Either no finish, no winner, or something fishy is going to happen, and that's what we got. Baron Corbin attacks Braun Strowman from behind before the match, so Braun Strowman is already injured. 1 F5, 2 F5s, 3 F5s, he kicked out of all of them, like seriously, just like Roman Reigns used to do, 4 F5s, whatever the case may be. Brock Lesnar just beated his ass, another F5, 1, 2, 3, he wins the championship. So Brock Lesnar is Universal Champion, no title on Raw anymore. Yeah, that's just why. I don't really understand why WWE feels like Braun Strowman is not ready for the championship yet. I seriously don't know why would they think that this is a good idea to not have Roman Reigns on the show anymore. Just imagine that. No Kevin Owens, no Sami Zayn, no Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion, which means that the title is not right here. No Reigns, Sami, Owens, and Universal Championship. I want to believe that Brock Lesnar is going to be on every Monday Night Raw, but you know how ridiculous that sounds? Then we get to the World Cup Finals. Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. The Miz accidentally gets injured, and at first I thought that this is legit. I thought that, you know what, why would they do that, right? This is the finals. How would it make any sense for someone else to replace The Miz, even though that person didn't even compete in the World Cup tournament? So I was like, either this is a way to give Dolph Ziggler heat, or simply a mistake, simply an injury. And when Shane McMahon said that he's going to replace him, this is when I think all of us realized that no, this is just a stupid booking decision. The worst booking decision of 2018. Apparently, Shane McMahon was in the finals against Dolph Ziggler, and he won the match. A non-wrestler, a general manager, just became the best in the world. The best in the world is Shane McMahon. Just think about this. I honestly don't know a worse decision. Bringing someone from the tag team, Primo, Epico, they win the match against Ziggler and become the best in the world. Well, at least they are performers who perform on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. A McMahon is a best in the world. I seriously, I don't know who thought that this is a good idea, who came up with this decision. He should be fired by now, like honestly. And of course Baron Corbin was here, he was mad, and of course this just means that we are getting Survivor Series Monday Night Raw versus SmackDown live match. And I'm glad that they have a reason to fight, because I feel like every Survivor Series tag team match should have a reason, not only because we are supposed to be fighting because my brand is Raw and your brand is SmackDown. I understand that, but not in this way. Not to ruin I think like 2-hour, 1.5-hour tournament that was supposed to determine the best in the world and could give a huge push to a superstar like Dolph Ziggler or The Miz. You give it to Shane McMahon. I don't feel like that's a good decision. I think that was the worst decision WWE made in a while, and I'm just disappointed. And surprisingly, the main event, Brothers of Destruction versus DX, and quite honestly, I don't care what people say, it was very entertaining. I don't know, yes, it felt like a bunch of old men. If you combine all of them, you get 200 years. I get that, I understand that, but I feel like it was entertaining. First of all, Kane's wig fell off. That was the best moment of 2018. It kind of compensated Shane McMahon's win. It really compensated Shane McMahon's victory. Kane's mask falling off, and you have Kane's makeup without the mask. Felt like a fat emo kid. It was entertaining, and first of all I gotta say, great job by Shawn Michaels, man. This guy is still good in the ring. I thought that I'm about to see a 53-year-old man pretending to be cool, but he was really entertaining and good in the ring. That shocked me, but I can't lie, I cannot look at him without hair. This attire And it looks like Joe Mercury from the Straight Edge Society. I think everyone in this match did a great job. The Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. And I think during the match, Triple H got injured, and that's why we got this weird spot when both of them did an Irish whip, but I feel like The Undertaker dragged him by the injured arm. So it was a very weird moment where both of them did an Irish whip to each other. I don't even know how to explain this. It was clearly unplanned, and earlier in the match we seen Triple H grabbing by his arm, so I feel like he got injured in the middle of it. But man, I think the highlight of this is Shawn Michaels. Moonsault, super kicks, diving elbow, and a bald head. But seriously, it was weird to look at him, but still, great job. It was a very long match, so that surprised me as well. And the match ended with a super kick to The Undertaker and super kick to Kane. Pedigree 1, 2, 3, D-Generation X win the match. They hugged like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, but it was pretty sweet. I don't know. I predicted this right, and I said in my predictions video that I feel like DX are going to win, only to set up another match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, maybe at WrestleMania. I feel like this is where they are going, and looking at how Shawn Michaels moves in the ring in 2018 at 53 years old, I'm not necessarily excited, but I would be down for another Shawn Michaels match, either against The Undertaker or pretty much anyone. If he wants to wrestle, and fans clearly enjoyed him seeing in the ring, and he already ruined his retirement, I feel like I could accept that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The retirement is already ruined, so why not bring him back for another one-on-one match? Because I don't want to remember Shawn Michaels coming out of the retirement for one more tag team match. I want him to have a great singles match, the last Shawn Michaels match. Hopefully the last one. Maybe, well, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, I feel like it was quite entertaining with a lot of terrible booking decisions. So I would give this pay-per-view 6 out of 10. I feel like some matches were really nice. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's 10 p.m. in my country. For the first time, I'm feeling like an American. By the time a normal pay-per-view ends in my country, it's like 7 a.m. So I gotta say, this feels good. You guys are spoiled. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I hope that I will be able to upload this video tonight. So if I did, give me a like. I deserve it. Anyway, the great one, peace, love, and hugs.